Sacrifice, dogs and cats living together. That's hysteria. Wow! Can you dig it? Can you dig it? Can you dig
it? What's up, you sick and twisted freaks, and welcome back to the Lucid Nightmare. I'm your host, as always, Jay Schatzer, and today I have a fantastic weird and bizarre flick lined up for us. It is Massimo Popito's 1965 very strange cult classic sadistic hit. It is Bloody Pit of Horror, and this one is fantastically weird. So let's jump right in and get into the craziness. Here is Bloody Pit of Horror. Bloody Pit of Horror is a strange and unusual Gothic Italian horror oddity, which benefits greatly from its outrageous plot, large cast of beautiful babes, and a main antagonist who's a complete and utter maniac. Rich and colorful in both content and visual flair, the production is both silly and engaging, forcing you to scratch your head at the madness on screen, as well as get swept up in the ludicrous, sadistic nature and malicious personality that the film has in spades. Outlandish and completely unbelievable, Bloody Pit of Horror is a true treat for Gothic Italian horror movie lovers, and it's a cinematic experience that you're not likely to forget once witnessing it for yourself. The film follows a writer named Rick and his publisher Daniel Parks, who take a bevy of beautiful women to a seemingly abandoned castle for a sexy photo shoot for Rick's latest horror novel cover. Once they arrive, though, they find that the castle is not abandoned at all, and is in fact home to a recluse former actor named Travis Anderson, who believes he is the reincarnated spirit of a sadistic 17th century lunatic named the Crimson Executioner, who wants to punish the wicked and revel in their torture. One by one, the group begins to be picked off by the demented Travis, leaving Rick and Daniel to question and making the decision on cutting the photo shoot short before they all end up on the Crimson Executioner's chopping block. In weird fashion and completely off the wall, the cast of Bloody Pit of Horror is a silly bunch, filled with weirdos, whack jobs, and enough eye candy to shake a stick at. Exaggerated in personality and entirely bizarre in their individual performances, the players on screen truly dive into the sadistic material, and they throw caution to the wind in presenting an odd experience that is genuinely wild and strange. The gorgeous goofballs and empty-headed heroes of this marvelously absurd flick are Mickey Hargitay as Travis Anderson, a washed-up actor turned recluse raving bodybuilding Crimson Executioner; Walter Brandy as Rick, a professional writer and famous horror novelist who turns unlikely hero; Luisa Barato as Edith, Rick's cute-as-a-button secretary who has a strange history and connection with Travis, the Crimson Executioner; Alfredo Rizzo as Daniel Parks, Rick's distinguished publisher and partner in crime; Ralph Zucker as Dermot, a flamboyant photographer and limp-wristed loser; and finally Rita Klein as Nancy, a hot-to-trot blonde fashion model turned prime victim. Across the board, the cast does a fabulous job with the weird material, and they interject a fun spirit to this demented story that makes it wholly entertaining and an absolute fun, farcical romp. Wonderfully unusual and extremely mean-spirited and sadistic, Bloody Pit of Horror is a sensationally silly experience, and an interesting blend of horror, comedy, and gothic visuals. From corny giant spiders to the over-the-top antics of the Crimson Executioner, there are so many wacky moments within the runtime of this topsy-turvy film that it's hard to wrap one's head around the absurdity on screen. With its high body count and penchant to revel in its sadism, the production abounds in its weirdness, showcasing an unrestrained glee and campy lunacy and peculiar aspirations that are absolutely delightful and entirely worth the price of admission. The inclusion of making the Crimson Executioner a self-proclaimed health nut and prickish gym rat, obsessed with his perfect physique and disgusted by anything less than perfection, is an inspirational one, and it's one that makes this film so much damn fun to watch and marvel at. The film is without a doubt ludicrous, and it exists in a cinematic realm all of its own, and for that, makes me love the strangeness of the picture that much more. If you like oddball cinema and you can't get enough of outrageous 60s Italian horror productions, then this one might be right up your alley in the obscure gem department. In the end, Bloody Pit of Horror is a fascinatingly unusual cinematic effort that is completely bonkers and especially sick and twisted. And there you have it, you disgusting degenerates. That is the fantastic and totally 60s freak show, Bloody Pit of Horror. Just an amazing film, very oddball and weird and obscure and just totally off the wall crazy. But that is it for me. Hope you like that one, and I hope you like what I'm doing here. If you do, please like and subscribe. And if you have time, leave a comment below because I love hearing from you. But until then, I will see you all at the next movie review. Take care.